If you have ever toured a home before, you probably remember the feeling. You walk through the front door, you notice the kitchen, the countertops, maybe the paint colors, maybe how nice the floors look, maybe whether the backyard feels big enough for a dog or a trampoline or whatever, if you're picturing it in your head. And before you know it, you're already mentally rearranging furniture and imagining where the couch would go. But here's the reality that most buyers don't realize until much later. The things people usually focus on when touring homes are often the least important parts of the house. Meanwhile, some of the things that can cost thousands of dollars to repair or cause serious headaches down the road are hiding in places buyers rarely look at during showings. I once had buyers walk into a home that looked absolutely perfect at first glance. Fresh paint, beautiful kitchen, new floors, the kind of house that photographs incredibly well online. But when we walked into the basement, we noticed signs of moisture along the foundation walls that most buyers probably would have walked right past. And to clarify, this leaking was not in the seller's disclosures as they should have been. That eventually led to further inspections and a much bigger issue that the buyers would have inherited if we hadn't slowed down and paid attention. And that experience is exactly why I wanted to make this video. Because here in Michigan, there are some very specific things buyers should be paying attention to when touring homes that you might not think about if you're relocating from another state or if you've never owned a home before. So in this video, I want to walk you through 7 things buyers commonly miss when touring homes in Michigan, things that matter because of our climate, our soil, our water, and the way homes are built. Some of these are things you can actually notice while walking through the house, and other things that typically come up later during inspections. But knowing about them early can save you a lot of time, money, and stress during the home buying process. Before we jump in though, if you're new here, my name is Andrew McManaman. I'm a Michigan Realtor and I help people move to, from, and within the state of Michigan, and I love it. And because I get so many questions from people relocating here, I also created a 74-page Living in Michigan relocation guide that walks through housing prices, cost of living stuff, property taxes, and what life here is actually like. And I've linked that guide below if you want to download it, which I highly suggest. I also made another video specifically talking about things buyers should do before they even schedule a showing, which I will link in the description, because a lot of the smartest preparation actually happens before you even step foot inside of the house, if you can believe that. Now, before we dive in, I want to say something important. Some of the things we talk about here might sound a little intimidating at first. Words like radon, mold, termites, sewer lines, foundation cracks, or bat guano can make people think every house is secretly falling apart behind the drywall. That is not the point of this video. The goal is awareness. Every home, even beautiful homes, they have quirks and maintenance items. The goal isn't to find a perfect house, it's to understand what you're looking at so you can make smarter decisions. And one quick thing to clarify, when you're touring a home, you're not performing a full home inspection. That's what licensed inspectors are for later in the process. A professional home inspection usually costs somewhere around $500 to $1,000 depending on the property and the test that you decide to include. But if you can spot some early warning signs during showings, you can often avoid spending that money on a home that already has major red flags before you even get that far into the process. Think of this video as helping you become a more informed observer when you're walking through a house. So let's start with the first thing that buyers miss when touring homes in Michigan, and that is the basement. If you watch real estate shows on TV, the basement usually gets about 5 seconds of attention, or really any at all. For that matter, someone walks down the stairs, glances around, and then immediately runs back upstairs to talk about the kitchen again. But in Michigan, the basement is really one of the most important parts of a house. Our homes deal with heavy rain, snow melt, freezing temperature, clay soil, and shifting ground. You know, the freeze-thaw cycles we all just know and love here. All of those things affect foundations over time. When you walk into a basement, actually look at the foundation walls. Are there cracks? What kind of cracks are they? Vertical hairline cracks are fairly common in poured concrete foundations, and they often occur as concrete cures and settles. But horizontal cracks can sometimes indicate pressure from soil or something outside pushing against the foundation wall. Stair-step cracks in block foundations can sometimes signal structural movement. None of these automatically mean disaster, but they are things inspectors pay attention to, and something that could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars if you just brush it off. You should also look for signs of moisture, discoloration, musty smells, or white powder on the concrete, which is efflorescence that can indicate past water intrusion. I had some clients who were looking at this awesome home. It was on a cliff. It had everything they wanted, a back deck that overlooked such an amazing scenery. We went downstairs, just happened to catch that there was some kind of lean going on with the foundation walls, and we went through and got a foundation quote from a specialist, and this was a $30,000 job to put piers in to reinforce the foundation to ensure it wasn't going to collapse down that cliff. Yeah, no thanks. We're going to look elsewhere. Thank you. That brings us to the second things buyers miss, which is water management. Most Michigan homes have sump pumps, and that's completely normal here. A sump pump removes groundwater from around the foundation, but what buyers rarely check is whether the sump pump has a battery backup system. During heavy storms or power outages, which absolutely happen here, a sump pump without a backup can stop working at exactly the worst possible time. Another quick thing buyers sometimes overlook when touring homes in Michigan is the exterior drainage and roofing. Michigan roofs go through a lot with heavy snow loads, the ice dams, and freeze-thaw cycles during winter, even though you can't always inspect a roof closely during a showing, especially when it's covered in snow. It's still worth taking a look from the outside and paying attention to the general condition of the shingles, the flashing, and the gutters. The third thing buyers overlook involves environmental conditions like radon and water quality. Radon is a natural occurring gas found in the soil across many parts of Michigan and can enter homes through foundation cracks because it's odorless and invisible. It's usually detected through testing rather than something you can notice during a showing when you're trying to smell it. I actually made an entire video explaining radon in Michigan homes that I will link below if you want to learn more about it. Water quality is another factor. Some homes are on city water while others rely on a private well. If a home has a well, inspections often include testing the well pump, checking the pressure tank if there's access to all these things, and collecting water samples to test for bacteria. The fourth thing buyers often miss involves mechanical systems. It's easy to get distracted by finishes when touring a home, but the water heater and HVAC system are some of the most important components of the property, especially in Michigan winters. If you see a furnace, check the label. Many units have installation dates listed on them. Well, at least on the water heaters anyway. You'd most likely have to take the cover off the furnace and decode the model number for the age. This is something the sellers often disclose, so I'd understand not going that far. Furnaces can last a long time, but knowing whether it's 5 years old or 25 years old, or at least getting a range, gives you a better sense of what maintenance or replacement might be coming. The fifth thing buyers often miss is the electrical system. During inspections, professionals often open up the electrical panel, check for things like double-tapped breakers when there's not supposed to be two wires going into one, outdated wiring or wiring types like knob and tube or cloth wiring in older homes. They also check for GFCI outlets near water sources like kitchens, bathrooms, and laundry rooms. Now, I'm not saying this needs to be fully examined to a T during a home showing, but knowing it's knob and tube versus circuit breakers, or if the electrical just looks like a mess, it's important to note that. The sixth thing buyers overlook involves sewer and septic systems. In many Michigan cities with beautiful tree-lined streets, tree roots sometimes find their way into sewer lines, more times than not. Sewer scope inspections allow inspectors to run a camera through the line from the house to the municipal connection at the road to check for root intrusion or damage. Sewer pipes can be made of clay, cast iron, PVC, or older materials that deteriorate over time. If a home uses a septic system instead of a city sewer, inspections may include pumping the tank and evaluating the drain field. The seventh thing buyers often miss involves attics, insects, and general maintenance patterns. I once had a client who loved a home we were touring, but during the inspection, we discovered bad guano in the attic. Bad droppings can carry fungal spores that become airborne if disturbed and can be deadly for people to breathe in, which at the time was a pregnant client of mine. In that case, the seller ended up hiring a remediation company to remove contaminated insulation and replace sections of the attic wood and insulation before closing. Inspectors may also evaluate homes for wood-destroying insects like termites or carpenter ants, particularly in wooded parts in Michigan. Again, you're not crawling in the attic during a home showing, but keeping an eye out for wood insects going after the siding, any traps sitting around it obviously is a known issue to the seller. Maybe even a one-way door for bats that you see outside near the roof line, since they are a protected species. Over the years, I've noticed homes tend to fall in a few broad categories. There's the cleanly outdated home, the house where someone's grandparents lived for decades and decades and decades and maintained everything perfectly. Even the decor looks like a perfectly cured time capsule. Then there are neglected homes where maintenance simply was not prioritized at all, and there's a bunch of band-aids and things on stuff. Then there are DIY heavy homes where previous owners did projects themselves, sometimes without permits, and of course there are newer homes with their own set of considerations. One thing that buyers don't often realize about inspections is that inspectors perform what is called a non-invasive inspection. They are not tearing open walls. They are not damaging the home. Their job is simply to observe systems and identify things that may need further evaluation. And one of the biggest benefits of inspections isn't necessarily finding a perfect house, it's gaining information. And information gives buyers negotiation power. If something needs attention, you can negotiate repairs, credits, or bring in specialists for further evaluation, like we did with that foundation issue. And I always tell my clients, you are not paying an inspector to complement your home. You're paying them to nitpick it. So the report is going to look like a laundry list of negativity, but no, a lot of that doesn't need to be dealt with right now, right this minute, hopefully, and it becomes a honey-do list for the duration of ownership that you can slowly chip away at. Another thing that surprises buyers here is how winter affects showings. Snow can hide roof conditions, frozen ground can hide drainage issues, and septic lids may be buried beneath the snow, but winter can also reveal things like drafts or insulation issues more clearly. At the end of the day, touring homes should be exciting, but the smartest buyers balance excitement with observation. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this: the things that matter most in a home are usually the things you don't notice first: the structure, the systems, the water management, and how well the home has actually been maintained. So schedule that showing on a rainy day. You'll thank me later. So now I'm curious, what is a home tour horror story you have that could help create perspective for everybody watching? Let me know in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing everything that pops in there. And if you're looking to move to Michigan, whether that's in one day or a billion from now, don't hesitate to reach out. That's what I help people do. I've also linked the Living in Michigan newsletter below, where I share information I don't always post here. Thanks as always for watching. Till next time.